All right, we're live.
Welcome to the SCIF. I'm Matt. That's Stu. You can see that I'm dark again. I am driving from the northern compound to the southern command. So pulling a boat, driving through a snowstorm here. Got a pretty big show tonight. Stu, you want to talk about the show? You're not going to be able to see me. I have a big GPS that's got a ton of light. I can't believe that it isn't providing enough light for you to see me, but it is what it is, folks. We're driving at night here. We're adapting and overcoming. And Stu's going to tell you what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yep, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Well, we've got several different stories we're going to talk about from the title. We've got the Biden administration that seems like they're doing everything possible to continue to escalate things that are going on over in Ukraine and almost leave Trump in an unwinnable situation. And my feeling is so they can turn around and say, look what Trump did, look how he screwed up Ukraine, look at what happened here, that sort of thing. Just to make it his war, even though it's all been put on him and it's all been dropped in his lap, even though he's been speaking out against it from day one. He's not agreed with any of it. We've got that. We've got just different stories of it's funny how whenever Biden was won the last election, anyone that disagreed or said, hey, maybe we need to look into something, you were election deniers, you were a threat to democracy, you were whatever words they could come up with. But have you noticed what's going on in Pennsylvania, what's going on in California, what they're continuing to do now? Almost 2 weeks after the election, they're still continuing to try and manipulate votes to change the outcome in some of the Senate races. And also, from what Matt was telling me, California is still trying to manipulate the presidential election vote totals so that they can get it to a point to where Trump doesn't have the popular vote win anymore, so they can say, look, he doesn't have a mandate.
He's got the popular vote win, but they're trying to get him under 50% so they can say he doesn't have a mandate. And they're
But it's just this is almost like when you're playing a game with a child and they lose, and then they decide they're going to change the rules.
What's going on with those two seats in particular?
Yeah.
Huh?
Wait, the two seats in Pennsylvania?
No, there's two seats in California.
Oh, yeah.
They've got them to within 100 votes, and these were safe Republican seats. All sorts of hijinks going on, and they're trying to jam judges through right now, radical judges.
Well, when there is no deadline and there is no standard that is being upheld.
You're breaking up, Stu. I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's you or if it's me. But yeah, when there is no standard that's being upheld and there is no scrutiny that's being allowed, they can wind up doing whatever they want to do. And if you question it, well, then you're the problem. But yeah, we've got that. Then a couple of just random other stories that we had picked up to follow up on with things that we talked about a few weeks ago, or over the past few weeks. We've got some follow up on a couple of stories. Did you want
I'm crossing Tomahawk Creek, Stu?
Do what?
I'm crossing Tomahawk Creek.
Yeah, Matt's moving. He's heading south.
I gotta get my ass across that creek. I don't want to get scalped.
Yeah, well, you need to hurry up and get out of Illinois so you can, carry a right-sized magazine.
no shit. This is one of these states that's trying to. They just got spanked here by a federal judge here recently because they try to ban semi-auto guns. Period.
So what? You can have muskets and a revolver. Yep, back to muskets and revolvers.
I think it was
Blunderbuss.
semi-auto rifles, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times they'll be super vague. They'll say semi-automatic weapons, which will encompass everything.
Yeah, everything. And then you get the skulls full of mush. Yeah, he said automatic, fully automatic weapons.
Fully semi-automatic.
Semi-auto.
Fully semi-automatic.
Fully. Hey, did you see there's a big push for Brandon Herrera? For
ATF? Yeah, the AK guy?
I've got a funny story. Chris and I were being interviewed by Tundra Tactical, another YouTube channel. And the guy who runs Tundra Tactical, Tyler, he's good buddies with Brandon Herrera. And this was years ago, though. And this was when Brandon was trying to come up with his AK-50. And so Brandon was asking some questions. And Chris would be like, oh, dude, I hate AKs. So I try to I'm like, well, Chris wants to get a 50 cal. And Chris is like, yeah, but not an AK platform. And I'm like,
he just
man.
Wanted nothing to do with the Tommy gun, huh?
Wanted nothing to do. And Brandon was being cool, you know what I mean? Trying to ask questions. And Chris, yeah, I think was when Brandon was still the AK dude, you know, way back when. But the 50 cal that he came up with is pretty badass, actually. I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's a badass setup. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, that was just a funny story. It would be great to see one guy get in there because he ran for Congress.
He lost
he didn't get in
by a slim margin.
Yeah,
and again, going against an incumbent, only losing by that
system.
slim of a margin is a feat in and of itself.
Absolutely. Want to start with, or do we need to get over to Rumble before we get our ass in trouble? Because I was about to say
probably go over to Rumble. That's what I was just looking at to see. Oh, you know what? Here's a quick story we can do on YouTube that no one will be too upset about.
All right.
As much as we like to rag on California, it looks like maybe there's a chance, possibly, that there's a little bit of sanity coming.
1 second. Can you see that? Can you see what I'm showing you right now? It's this huge Christmas decorations.
Oh, wow.
See that? You see all
that's
that?
cool.
What's it called here? City of LaSalle's Celebration Lights. It's pretty badass. It's huge.
That is big.
Pretty much
that's
past
cool.
it now, but I just wanted to show you that. Ooh, that's big.
But it looks like California, for the first time in state history, the first time in the history of the state of California, they have voted down a proposal to increase minimum wage. They were looking to increase the minimum wage from $16 an hour to $18 an hour. And it
they
failed.
Increased, I think isn't it $20 for fast food restaurants? They made it
I think it all depends. I think the state minimum wage is 16. At least from this story here. I'm not sure.
They're running all the fast food like Carl's Jr. and all of that shit. They're running them right out of California.
Well, they're running everything out. It's restaurants and some of these things, they operate on a razor thin margin anyway. You know, like grocery stores, everybody's like, oh, big food is jacking up prices. Grocery stores and restaurants operate on super, super thin margins.
Well,
And, you know, you go
well,
increasing the,
restaurants, if it's all labor, your labor rate is what makes you or kills you in restaurants.
yeah,
Okay, because
yep,
restaurant, your margin in restaurant with food should be around 70%, but your labor rate is so high that
yep.
if you don't get your labor under control, you're dead in the water. So when they did this, and then they exempted certain restaurants like Panera and shit like that, because of their
And
connection with
why
the
did they
governor,
exempt
apparently,
Panera?
allegedly,
You know
some
why
sort
they
of
exempted
connection with the
Panera?
governor. What was the reasoning?
Because, well, the reason they did it was because the owner of Panera was buddy with the governor, so they put an exemption in
Yeah,
if there is
yeah.
if I think
There's
it
some
was so
rule.
specific that if bread was baked on the premises or something. I mean, it was so freaking just
That's it.
obviously a cutout.
That's it. It was bread being
Yeah,
baked on the premises.
yeah,
So
I
In and
remember
Out,
that. I mean,
which
you
is
look
super
at it and it's like,
successful
yeah,
and a
that's
based
not
company, by
suspicious
the
at
way,
all.
conservative company. They support Trump.
Yeah, but
Yes,
no, I
they
found this
In and
really
Out Burger
interesting.
is now closing stores, which is unheard of.
Who's closing stores?
In and Out Burger.
Oh, wow.
In and Out Burger doesn't close stores. They're so popular. Yeah. In and Out Burgers had to close stores. Like the first.
You're breaking up, Matt. Yeah, Matt's breaking up, guys. So I brought this story up just to talk about it. It looks like there's a glimmer of sanity even in California, although I would not hold my breath for it to last. Um, but I just thought that was interesting that even California is saying, "Wait, hold on a minute. Let's look at this a little bit closer." But with that being said, I am going to drop over to YouTube or drop off of YouTube and over to Rumble and Odyssey because there's just uh, you can never tell with YouTube what's gonna torque somebody that day and get you removed.
Hey,
So
hey, Stu, can you hear me? Can you hear
I
me?
can now. Yep, you just came back in.
Here's something interesting before we get off of YouTube.
Go ahead.
YouTube is being Google.
Up. Nope. You're going
Google
again,
is
bud.
going to have to divest Chrome, the operating system. Do you know who is the front runner to buy Chrome?
Who? Oh, yeah, Matt, you just got bad signal, man.
Rumble.
Oh, Rumble's in the lead to buy Chrome. That's
Rumble.
amazing.
Yep, they're going to call it Rumble Chrome. But that's
Okay.
they're
They
the
can be a
first to
little
put an
more
offer in.
original. That's a little on the nose. They can work on the name.
Yeah. So, but that's interesting. Is the front runner to buy it?
That's funny. And it'd be funny if the icon changed just a chrome rumble symbol, the little triangle
Yeah,
rumble, but it's chrome. Yeah, I'm for
that's what they
that.
ought to do.
They need to workshop the name a little bit. That's a little on the nose.
Rumble, keep Chrome. Everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know more you could massage that.
Yep. Just change the icon to the a chrome rumble symbol, and you'd be good. All
Whatever
right,
that
we're gonna bounce
Rumble symbol is.
off of YouTube here.